testosterone levels in men have been declining for decades. And the average man, let alone the high-performing man, has significantly lower testosterone than his grandpa or even great-grandpa did at the same age. When you optimize your testosterone, everything starts to shift. You're running at full capacity again. So if your hormones are out of whack, you're leaving so much potential on the table. It's like trying to scale your business without the right systems in place. It just won't work long-term. You have to do resistance training. You have to push heavy things. You have to push your muscles to grow. The best investment that you can make is in yourself. All right, welcome back to the Superhuman Entrepreneur Podcast, the show where we help high-performing entrepreneurs like you optimize your health, energy, and performance so you can dominate in business, dominate in life, dominate in everything that you want to do, and truly be happy and proud with who you become. So I'm Dr. Jeremy Ipson. You can call me Dr. J. Today, we're diving into a game changer. This is an essential topic for everyone, which is hormones. Specifically for you men, we're going to talk a lot about testosterone, about hormones, and really how optimizing them can be one of the keys to achieving your best goals. So it's definitely one of the foundational pieces of what you need to be able to do for your health. Your hormones control so much of what you do, whether it's crushing in business, building muscle, losing fat, or simply just feeling like the best version of yourself. Hormones play a foundational role in being able to accomplish that. And most men don't realize that they're running on such a low level. It's just because it's just been your norm. You don't realize that you have been struggling with energy, focus, and motivation. Your memory's starting to slip, all the different things. A lot of things like that just get chalked up to just getting old, but that's not what it is. It's just your hormones are not optimized. Your body's still meant to function and work optimally for as long as you want it to. We just need to make sure that it has all the pieces to do that. And so that's why I say hormones is one of the foundational pieces to be able to get that dialed in. Make sure those hormones are not just balanced, but truly optimized for what you want to become and what you want to do. Today, we're going to be breaking down why this happens, what you can do about it, and how to unlock hormone optimization that can really be the key to optimizing your results. So testosterone is the main focus hormone for men. It does so much in the body. It's what makes you feel strong and confident and driven. And it packs so many things like muscle growth, fat loss, libido, motivation, even how your brain functions. So that's why it's so important. But the reality of the situation is, and the data has backed this up for a long time, is that testosterone levels in men have been declining for decades. And the average man, let alone the high-performing man, has significantly lower testosterone than his grandpa or even great-grandpa did at the same age. And it's not because genetics are different or anything, because our genetics are basically the same. There's so many factors. Whether it's a combination of poor diet, stress, lack of sleep, the environmental toxins, the lifestyle, all those things add up to that. So what that might look like for you. So low testosterone can show up as low energy, constant fatigue, struggles with focus and mental clarity, difficulty losing weight or increased belly fat, and difficulty building muscle. It could be increased soreness after workout. And so you go and you work out, you're trying to get back into the gym, and you're just so sore that you can't get back on that. So but it also shows up as low motivation, low drive, lack of focus. What could be ADHD symptoms, just kind of lack of being able to do what. So many times I feel like this is a big problem for entrepreneurs. They feel like I just have ADHD. I've had it forever, and it could be especially after age 25. It could just be, hey, your testosterone's low. Those hormones that make your brain go and focus, and the motivation and drive messages, they're just not what they need to be because testosterone's low. But also could be decreased performance and libido and bedroom performance issues. So all of that and so much more, because really testosterone factors in so many things with what's going on inside your body. But so if that sounds familiar, you're not alone. It's definitely a big factor, and it's becoming a little bit more commonplace. But it's still something that generally you have to ask your doctor to test. They're not going to do it by themselves. And so often they end up just saying, oh, you're normal, versus actually the truth of you being nowhere near optimal. So when you optimize your testosterone, everything starts to shift. You're running at full capacity again, and you start to notice those benefits. You notice the benefits of increased energy, focus, you're waking up ready to attack the day, that mental fog appears. Those mental aspects are so important. That's so underrated with testosterone. It's not just all about muscles and libido, but what's going on inside your brain as a man has so much connections with testosterone. And that's really the game changer I see. I can't tell you how many guys tell me that testosterone has been a lifesaver for them, just them as general, but for their marriage, for all these different things, just because they wake up, ready to attack the day. Of course, it also helps with, faster muscle growth, insulin sensitivity, fat loss, because your body starts responding the way it should, and you start making gains in the gym. You start dropping fat faster. You definitely notice a boosted drive and energy and motivation. You feel that fire and that desire again to, whether that's in business or in life, and being a parent or being a spouse, all that definitely comes back and can help. And even tie back just overall general well-being. You sleep better, you recover better, Testosterone is important for like recovery and rebuilding your muscles. So it definitely makes a difference. And then enhanced mood is really big. You show up as a stronger leader, stronger focus. You can handle stress better, being more resilient, more confident. All that tells in. So think about this. So if your hormones are out of whack, you're leaving so much potential on the table. It's like trying to scale your business without the right systems in place. It just won't work long term. We need to make sure that all those pieces are there for your cells to be able to function optimally. So what can you do to naturally optimize your testosterone and ensure that you're functioning your best? So definitely number one is you need to make sure your nutrition is dialed in. Because even if you do decide you want to do testosterone replacement, which I'm a fan of testosterone replacement, if you're eating like crap, you are not going to be functioning your best. So you need to cut out the processed junk food. You need to focus on high quality proteins, healthy fats, nutrient dense whole foods, meat, eggs, organ meats, all those staples. That's number one. Number two, strength training. You have to do resistance training. You have to push heavy things. You have to push your muscles to grow. I've started countless guys on testosterone and they start feeling amazing. They notice those mental benefits and focus, but they don't always start working out right away. And that's usually the number one I regret from guys that I hear starting testosterone is they did not start lifting weights at that time, doing that strength training. And so that's really key. They're noticing the benefits, but they could have noticed even more benefits if they did it. So lifting heavy, incorporating high intensity exercises into your routine, into your body, into your exercise routine can help optimize your body's functioning with testosterone. And these are with or without testosterone replacement or not. Third is sleep. So sleep is so important. Quality sleep is when your body produces its natural testosterone production. And so we want to make sure that's dialed in because if you're not getting enough sleep, then you're sabotaging your hormone levels. And it's not just testosterone, but all your other hormone levels too. And then you want to also then make sure you're doing the best you can to optimize your stress management because as cortisol rises, there's something called the cortisol steal, which maybe we'll talk about in a future episode, but your body will make cortisol versus testosterone. And so we want to make sure you get that dialed in. That's another reason why I like testosterone replacement so well, because we can make sure that your testosterone is where it needs to be, regardless of the amount of stress that you're under, and help you to manage that stress better because testosterone is really important to help optimize that. Of course, your clean eating, eliminating toxins, eliminating the seed oils, the plastics, all those chemical disruptors that are out there can be so huge. And so that applies to whether you're doing testosterone replacement or not. Like I've already mentioned, I'm a big fan of testosterone testosterone replacement therapy for men. And so we want to get your levels in the optimal range. So doing conventional lab work and the conventional doctor will look at your testosterone and tell you you're in the normal range, which would then disqualify you from actually getting your testosterone. Even though you might be normal, you might not be optimal. So for optimal, let's start with normal. Normal ranges depends on the lab, can vary anywhere from like 250 to 900, 1100 for a normal range. For optimal, we want you to be functioning your best. And so the studies show for longevity, for heart health, for brain health, for Alzheimer's prevention, for day-to-day performance, for muscle recovery from workouts, for all those things, somewhere between 900 and 1200 is the optimal range. And everyone's different. We need to kind of figure out what's going to work best for you. But we need to get that dialed in. So even if you come in and you're at a normal level of 350 at the right, I would consider you being a prime candidate for testosterone replacement to be able to get those things optimized. So definitely want to work with a professional in your area. We have with our system too, we work with guys nationwide to help them access testosterone in good, safe ways. So that's something that can be really beneficial for you because really it could be a game changer. I can't tell you how many guys have told me that is one of the best decisions that they made for their life. So it's definitely worth getting tested and working with someone that knows what they're doing. We do have a special promo. If you kind of click the link down below, you can find, we can send you a order into wherever you are in the country to be able to get your labs tested and see what your testosterone level is. And then you can, once you have good information, then you can make the decision of what you want to do after that. As we wrap up, if you're an entrepreneur that's pushing yourself for peak performance in business, life, and fitness, you cannot afford to ignore your hormones. They control how you feel, how you perform, how you show up for yourself, how you show up for your family, and you show up for your business. The best investment that you can make is in yourself. If you're feeling sluggish, unfocused, or like you're running uphill every day, or maybe it's not every day, but a couple times a week, you notice that, now's the time to get tested. Now's the time to take action and really figure out what your levels are at. So fix your sleep, train hard, eat right, eliminate the junk, find some expert. I'm biased, because you need to get those hormones dialed in properly. Because at the end of the day, if you're not operating at your best, your business, your relationship, and your legacy will suffer. So it's time to take control. You are the greatest asset in your life. You should treat yourself like it. So if this resonated with you, subscribe to this podcast, share with a friend who needs to hear it. And as always, keep pushing towards becoming a superhuman entrepreneur. There's so much potential that you have. And our goal is to help you to be able to unlock that. So until next time, stay strong, stay sharp, take action. If you're enjoying the podcast, help us reach more entrepreneurs like you by leaving a review. As a thank you, everyone who leaves a 5-star review will be entered into a drawing for some exciting prizes. We are here to help you more than just listen. Head over to superhumanentrepreneur.com, click on community, and join a powerful network of entrepreneurs that are striving to be their best. Each episode includes action steps, resources, and accountability to help you to implement these ideas and start seeing results.